Have you ever felt like no matter how much coffee you drink, your brain just doesn't fully wake up until noon? Most people sabotage their productivity in the first 10 minutes of the day without even realizing it. In this video, we're not going to talk about generic motivational tips. I'm going to show you the exact routine, grounded in neuroscience, that can help you optimize dopamine and train your mind for focus and success. And if you apply the third step tomorrow morning, your concentration may never feel the same again. We live in a culture that glorifies constant hustle, but the truth is, success isn't about working more hours. It's about how you prepare your brain to process information. What you do in the first hour after waking sets the chemical tone of your nervous system for the rest of the day. That's not magic, it's biology. Today, we're going to break down the neuroscience-based mechanisms that can help you move from brain fog into a state of high clarity and deep focus by optimizing alertness, sleep inertia, and your natural energy rhythms from the moment you wake up. Section 1. The blue light trap and sleep inertia. The most common mistake people make is checking their phone the moment they open their eyes. When you do that, you immediately flood your brain with cheap dopamine hits and artificial blue light. This doesn't just fragment your attention, it trains your reward system to become reactive instead of intentional. Neuroscience shows that right after waking, the brain is still transitioning through slower wave states. If you introduce social media during that window, you condition your mind to chase stimulation before it has even fully stabilized. Instead, the first rule of a reprogrammed mind is sunlight. Getting natural light into your eyes within the first 20 minutes of waking helps activate the systems that regulate your circadian rhythm, sending your body a clear signal, it's time to be alert. This helps suppress residual melatonin and also starts the internal timer that supports better sleep later that night. Section 2. Adenosine management and delaying coffee. If you're the kind of person who runs straight to the coffee machine after waking up, you may be making a costly mistake. Adenosine is the molecule associated with sleep pressure, the feeling of tiredness that builds up over the course of the day. When you wake up, some adenosine is still clearing from your system. Caffeine doesn't remove adenosine, it simply blocks its receptors. So if you drink coffee immediately after waking, you may be blocking those receptors before your body has had time to clear adenosine naturally. The result is often that classic afternoon energy crash. Research-backed recommendations often suggest waiting about 90 to 120 minutes before having your first cup. This gives your natural cortisol rhythm time to help wake you up on its own and makes the effects of caffeine feel more stable and longer lasting, instead of acting like a short-term patch that leaves you more drained later. Section 3. The power of cold exposure and norepinephrine. Now we get to the step I mentioned earlier, and the one that gets the most resistance: cold water. You do not need to throw yourself into an ice bath like a professional athlete. A cold shower lasting just 2 minutes can be enough to create a strong alertness response and increase levels of norepinephrine, while also supporting a more sustained elevation in dopamine. Unlike the sharp spike and crash you get from sugar or constant digital stimulation, cold exposure can produce a more gradual and lasting effect on your state of alertness. This can improve mental resilience and train you to stay calmer under stress. In a very real sense, it becomes a form of training for willpower. If you can learn to stay composed under cold water, the distractions and problems waiting for you at work will often feel much smaller by comparison. Section 4. Deep work and the do not disturb morning. Your ability to concentrate is a finite resource. Performance neuroscience suggests that the tasks requiring the most cognitive effort should be done when your alertness is strongest, usually a little while after waking, once your brain is fully online. The secret to a reprogrammed mind is to dedicate the first 90 minutes of your workday to your most difficult, meaningful task, with zero interruptions. This is called deep work. By avoiding meetings, emails, and messages during this block, you take full advantage of the optimized brain state you created with the earlier steps. This is where real progress happens. While everyone else is still trying to wake themselves up with caffeine and distractions, you've already completed the most important task of your day. Reprogramming your brain does not happen overnight, but the impact of changing your routine is cumulative. You do not need to implement everything tomorrow. Start by delaying phone use and getting sunlight as early as possible. If this science-based approach helped you, subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're going to keep breaking down how to optimize every area of your life using data, not opinions. Tell me in the comments, what's the first thing you do after waking up? I'll be reading your routines. And if you also want to optimize your sleep so you can complete the full productivity cycle, click on the video that's on screen right now. See you at the next level.